Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan Battle video, and today we're going to go ahead and take a look at, what is essentially, I don't know if I want to say the biggest test for units like this, but definitely a big test, is to see how a unit like LR, Mecha Frieza, and King Cold, how they perform on Super Battle Road. So that's what we're doing right now. We are using the Wicked Bloodline team. We are on the extreme stage of Super Battle Road, and it's time to see how well a Rainbow, LR, Mecha Frieza, and King Cold will do on this stage. All right, now, remember their 12-key super attack does lower attack, which is going to be very, very helpful on this stage. Another thing I do have to address, too, is how, Mecha Frieza and King Cold, they will super attack very easily if they're going up against a Super Saiyan category enemy, but like, a Super Saiyan 1 category enemy is not that common in reality. So, we're not, on this stage, we're not going to get that effect to activate. Now, this is really good right here. Mecha Cooler doing a double super right there. That, lowers Trunks and Goten's attack a lot. So, both of them have had their attacks significantly lowered, which is definitely a good thing. Now, we're definitely going to want to see, how well Mecha Frieza and King Cold are going to be functioning here on Super Battle Road, within the constraints of the team. Remember, this is them at the Rainbow level, too. Of course, it's going to take a very, very long time to have them rainbowed, right? Usually when an LR drops in Battlefield for the first time, you can get 2 copies of it. And then as time goes on, they slowly add, one more copy, one more copy, one more copy. So it's going to take quite a while before we're actually going to even be able to go ahead and rainbow Mecha Frieza and King Cold, right? 6 months or so. Now, again, we've lowered these two, their attacks, a lot by this point. So I don't really anticipate too much damage coming in on Cooler. Wow, a triple super. The RNG has gone very well so far. This is going pretty good. Goten was not finished off, but they're not really doing a lot of damage right there because of how much their attacks have been lowered. Not too surprising. All right, so we have both of the brand new LRs right here on rotation. Mecha Frieza and King Cold, and then of course we also have LR Full Power Frieza. Both of them are definitely nice buffs for the Wicked Bloodline team. The Wicked Bloodline team is, no doubt about it, going to be stronger, better with them having arrived, right? Now, I know, physical LR Frieza. Okay, so 1.52 million. This should finish off Goten, so we only have to worry about Trunks now. Trunks, double digits. No items. Wow. No items. And they took double digits from Trunks? That's actually very impressive right there. Wow, okay. That's really, really good. I didn't think that they would be able to tank quite so well. Even LR Metal Cooler, I guess that's with Trunks' attack lowered as much as it has been, right? As we, are constantly keeping him locked down with the, the attack lowering mechanic, things are going to get a lot more easier like that. So I guess that does, sort of make sense right there. And even here, another rotation with a bunch of metal coolers, and they're just going to go ahead and lower attack. So certainly I would say LR Frieza and King Cold, they're going to work very, very effectively on this Wicked Bloodline team. I think in pretty much any event. I do think they're probably going to be strong enough to help you out in the Legendary Goku event. I mean, we'll see, how... Because, again, it's going to be a long time until they're rainbowed, and, I don't know that I would really recommend running this unit. You definitely want them with full abilities active, right? Because as a free-to-play LR, they have good stats, but nothing special, right? Their stats, I would say, are essentially on the level of a top-tier Dokkan Fest exclusive, right? Rather than, a summonable LR or anything along those lines. Alright, so Ghost Usher right here. Yeah, this is a good spot for one for sure. With all of these enemies here capable of potentially... super attacking. We'll definitely be able to take out... I think Full Power Frieza can take out Krillin here. We'll see. It should be close. Especially if Frieza gets a double super attack, Krillin will definitely get taken out. But, it's going to be cutting it a little bit close here. So let's see if Frieza... If he gets a crit, Krillin is probably done. And Krillin, it's hard to tell. His health was moving down pretty fast, so this is good. Lowering Gohan's attack will be very, very helpful because Gohan is the strongest opponent on the field right here. So with him doing less damage, that helps out a lot. All right, yeah, Krillin did survive. Okay, I was kind of thinking that LR Frieza would have needed either a crit or a double super in order to finish him off. Now, here's where, like, Tech Gold and Frieza really gets to shine. Like, even though there are a lot of attacks kind of spread out all over the place, you know, this does seem like it's a turn where we will probably be safe. Okay, so Metal Cooler is going to attack Gohan again. I mean, lowering his attack is always a good idea. Attacking Piccolo also would have been a really good idea right there. So just further, like, you know, keep lowering enemies' attack. Like, I'm always talking about how good the lowering attack mechanic is, and it's just like here we go. Like, you know, with all the attack lowering that we're doing, it's making it a lot more sustainable for this. Ooh, LR Metal Cooler, very good. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, Frieza race, like, LRs are just, like, so good because they all have these same links. Okay, I don't think... Yeah, he should have Big Bad Bosses. Yeah, because LR Metal Cooler definitely has Big Bad Bosses. So now we have Big Bad Bosses active, which is even better, right? So, like, on the next turn, LR Full Power Frieza is going to look really, really good. Big Bad Bosses, along with most of his passive active. Well, not most, but a lot of it, right? So we will be able to do some pretty decent damage with, you know, all those extra parts of his passive active. So we don't have Big Bad Bosses anymore, but, like, that doesn't change Full Power Frieza still having all those extra tiers of damage that he'll be able to access, right? Now, we're not really getting 18 key super attacks, but, you know, 12 key super attacks are still pretty decent with, you know, King Cold and Mecha Frieza, just because of the fact that we're going to, again, constantly be chaining that sort of attack down. Like, you know, the more units you have on a team like that, you know, the better it functions. Like, the Artificial Lifeform team is very similar in that it's good in any event where the enemy's attack can be lowered because so many of the units do that, right? But, like, you know, like, for example, in the Legendary Goku event, like, I was able to, like, really dominate it in the first couple of phases, but as soon as Goku goes into Super Saiyan God mode, you can no longer lower his attack, and then that's where things start to get very, very difficult. I mean, for sure, they did need to kind of, like, set it up that way, where Goku would be immune to, like, having his attack lowered, because otherwise, like, you really could just stack the entire, like, team up with attack lowering units and you could, like, cheese the Legendary Goku event. Like, obviously, they did not even want to allow you the option to possibly get that done, right? They don't want to let anything like that slide. You know, that's why they made him immune to sealing, stunning, stuff like that. Like, if Super Battle Road, you know, was only one enemy, I'm sure sealing and stunning probably wouldn't be viable either, but because of the fact that you're fighting multiple enemies, I feel like that's the reason that, like, sealing and stunning is, you know, sort of allowed here. All right, so depending upon what Cooler does, oh man, Metal Cooler, 3 normals, that's very unfortunate, but depending upon what Cooler does right here, we could potentially get the Dokkan attack in the next fight, like at the start of the next fight. If Cooler gets one more super for us. Oh! Wow! So, from the 2 Coolers, we got 5 normal attacks. That's really unfortunate, because even, I think, 1 would have finished them off, right? I think 1 super attack, 1 extra super attack from either would have finished them off. All right, so we got to look at their defensive set right there. Not bad. It's definitely reasonable for what they are. Looks like, I think we're just going to be shy of the Dokkan attack. Wow. All right, pretty good. This is also going to work. Well, we'll definitely have to use an item at the start of the next stage. I was going to say this will work good because we'll have Big Bad Bosses for the next fight, but I mean, we're you know, against that Goku and Vegeta, you definitely can't, like, be sitting there at, like, 60% health like this. They just do way, way too much damage. Like, these two are... I would say this is one of the hardest fights in the game, period, right here. You know, this is Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta. They both stick around for a huge amount of time and just generally are a real pain in the ass, right? So we do want to make sure to be safe with them. Yeah, a Whis is definitely a good idea right here. That should allow us to survive. Then, you know, Golden Frieza getting the Dokkan attack, I think, would be fine. Because, you know, he is capable of hitting pretty hard after his EZA. Regardless of what unit would get the super attack, we would be able to heal up a pretty decent amount right here. I think from the Dokkan attack, depending upon how it looks. Yeah, I guess in Metal Cooler attacking Vegeta is always good because, you know, I'm not really too sure. I guess I'm not too sure how the mechanics of the Dokkan attack work. Because, like, okay, yeah, here y'all go. The homie Goresh hit me up one time and was telling me that he didn't think that crits on the Dokkan attack add to extra damage, or extra healing, right? That crits, you know, doing extra damage on the Dokkan attack did not necessarily give you extra healing from the Dokkan attack. I don't know what the exact formula is. It's just like, you know, the more damage you do, the more you seem to heal from the Dokkan attacks. That's generally all I know. I'm sure someone has done some sort of, like, digging into exactly what, like, the full mechanics of the Dokkan attack are, but I certainly would love to see that. Like, does crit matter? Like, you know, is it just pure damage that you do? So, like, you'd always want to make sure to, you know, attack, you know, your type advantage type units, like, you know, having Int Metal Cooler attack Vegeta the way he did. Like, you know, certainly that adds a lot of extra damage right there, right? So, all right, so we're doing pretty good damage to Blue Goku right here. Double super attack by Metal Cooler is big because, again, that's going to double lower his attack, which really sets us up nice, you know, for the rest of this fight. Because that way, you know, we have a Whis active next turn. This Metal Cooler has this, like, full passive active, but I don't think that's going to matter. All right, pretty good, pretty good. So, yeah, this is going good. And, yeah, I mean, Frieza and King Cold, they're able to get the job done so far. I've definitely been very pleased with what I saw. I mean, it's one of those things where, like, combined with, like, AGL Metal Cooler and other units that can lower attack that are on this team, we're really able to just keep that attack lowering effect going and going and going and going. And then that's making this a lot easier. So we have a double Whis active right here. So, I mean, even if they super attack, they're not really going to do anything to us. One critique I have of this LR Frieza is I hate that he does lower health on that 12-key super attack right there. I mean, people say, you know, it'll help you get big bad bosses, but... Alright, so 2.7 million on Super Battle, by the way, is pretty damn good. This also will raise everyone's attack for 2 turns, by the way. That's what happens when they get their 18-key super attack. So, them getting their 18-key super attack will add a lot of extra damage to the team overall. So, that is definitely a very, very good thing. Alright, so Cooler. If Cooler can get a crit here, that would be very helpful. No, he did not. Oh, and he's going to get super attack. This might still do damage, even with a double Whis. 13k. All right, not too bad, but, you know, that just goes to show how powerful, like, these Super Battle Road enemies are. Like, they could still have the ability to do damage, even with, like, double Whis items active and shit like that. So, that's definitely quite surprising there. All right, so it looks like we'll pretty much be able to wrap this up right here. You know, both Goku and Vegeta have very, very low thresholds of health, so they will probably be able to be finished off. I think maybe even before we get back to the other rotation with Mecha Frieza and King Cold. So, like, so far from what I saw, they did fine. Like, they were very, very powerful, definitely worthy of inclusion on this team. Like, you know, we even could have brought, like, different units who could have done... like, attack lowering, and then just really, like, load up on every unit, like, lowering attack, right? So, like, you know, we could have had Angel Golden Frieza instead of Int Metal Cooler, right? Who would lower super type enemies attack. Like, I feel like that would work really well. I might give that a try, because, you know, all attack lowering team is very, very good. But there we go, guys. We're pretty much closing in on the end here. So let me know what you guys think of LR Mecha Frieza and King Cold. I definitely think they are the best of the Battlefield LRs that are available. I think they're probably #1. I think LR Metal Cooler is probably #2. I mean, maybe you could even make a case LR Metal Cooler is better. I feel like you probably could, because he does have those additional attacks, right? But I would say they're for sure the top 2. Then, you know, Oob and the 2 Ginyus, they come in at some point after that. But, you know, I do recommend, you know, players after Rainbowing LR Metal Cooler Core, since he's already been out, go for Mecha Frieza and King Cold. So there we go. They get the finishing blow. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.